Have you ever noticed that oftentimes when one thing goes wrong, everything else seems to follow suit? Well, in psychology, that's actually a thing referred to as emotion processing bias. It's like hitting the Sepia filter on one incident and then forget to turning it off for the rest of the day. Hi everyone, my name is anamascara and I help students and young professionals like yourself achieve their academic and career goals without sacrificing their mental health. In today's video, I would like to share with you what psychologists recommend that you do when you're having a bad day. So if you're in need of a proper reset to your week or to your year, let's see what we can both do to turn this car around, shall we? The first step really is decatastrophizing. When you're having a particularly crappy day, it's important to first and foremost turn the faucet off. A lot of us tend to catastrophize our problems by blowing them out of proportion and assuming that the worst case scenario is the only scenario. My personal favorite exercise to do when this happens is called putting your thoughts on trial. This is a tool that is sometimes used in cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT when practicing cognitive restructuring, meaning changing and questioning the way you think. If you've never done anything like this before, I will link below a worksheet I personally created to help guide you through this exercise, but don't worry, once you do it a couple of times, you can also just simply do it in your mind. The way I see it, it's important to do this at the very start of your reset routine because it forces you to take your fears head on, acknowledging them and hitting the brakes before they escalate. Because ignoring your negative thoughts and emotions or trying to drown them with positivity might not be the healthiest way of going about it. Let's just be real here. Just like a dormant volcano, these negative feelings will cause fissures or cracks in other areas of your life looking to erupt and escape at the first opportunity they see. Now that you've disarmed the ticking time bomb, it's time to pull up your sleeves and clean up the mess you made, aka the breadcrumbs left behind in the form of biases. Emotion processing bias refers to the way we process information from our environment in a way that corresponds with our emotional state. There are three factors that make up emotion processing bias: attention bias, memory bias, and interpretation bias. Think of these like a negative Nancy filter that you have to remove after a bad day may have gone ahead and turned it on all over the place, okay? Starting with your attention. When we have a bad day, we tend to focus or zone in on negative traits or details in our surroundings. Your memory can also be impacted by this filter and you suddenly remember every bad thing or past failure from like the 4th grade. And last but most definitely not least, interpretation bias is when you perceive every behavior, word, or situation as bad or having bad intentions. A way to snap out of this is to first let that negativity out. Don't suppress it. Allow yourself to think whatever it is that you're thinking. The next step would be to trigger mindfulness, meaning find a way to ground yourself to have that bubble burst effect that can help snap you out of the negativity loop. You can try meditating or journaling. I have 60 mental health journaling prompts along with a mental health check-in worksheet linked below if you want to do that. You can hold on to a grounding object like a rock or touch the trunk of a tree. I know it sounds silly, but you would be surprised at how effective these small gestures can be to disrupt that filter and stop it from contaminating everything else. This next exercise ties in or complements the previous one. When you're having a bad day, try to act. When you're down in the dumps, sprinkling a dash of stagnation and laziness won't create the Powerpuff Girls, but rather will make you feel even worse. Being unmotivated is perfectly normal during this time, so trying to get work done or asking too much of your already depleted mind is only going to tire you more. What I mean by acting is focusing on rewarding but zombie-like work. For me, it's usually something involving my hands, so like washing the dishes, reorganizing my closet, cleaning the bathtub, grocery shopping, or meal prepping. Just any task that doesn't require a PhD and that you can complete in 30 minutes or less. What this does is it targets your self-competence, meaning how confident you are in your ability to get ish done. When you're not having the best of days, empowering yourself can be a powerful thing. And yes, it will in turn reduce the negative self-talk that I know is happening even now. Cut it out, go wash a window. And finally, whenever you're not having the best of days, integrate a bit of healthy cathartic release. Whether it's positive or negative, energy has to be released one way or another. To make this easier for you, just think release. How can I release my frustration or my anger in a safe and healthy way? You can undress and hop in a nice warm bath. You can punch a pillow. I mean, we've all done it. You can call your BFF and have a 1-hour whining fest, or you can try a new spinning class at your gym. These are all forms of releasing energy to make you feel lighter and brighter for the next day. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to me if you like what you see, because I post new videos once or sometimes twice a week. And I highly encourage you to check out both my website anamascara.com for the ultimate student survival kit, and also my new Etsy store Kind Mind Academy for a bunch of digital self-help, mental health, therapy tools that everyone and their hamster can use.